Hi.
We are the Southampton University Christian Union. I'm Yaz and I'm one of the co-presidents.
Hi, my name's Dan and I'm also a co-president.
Hi, I'm Esther and I'm the outreach coordinator.
And I'm Joe, I'm one of the prayer coordinators. It's been really great actually in lockdown to be able to unite the CU around prayer, especially over stuff like coronavirus and the Black Lives Matter movement. And one of the ways we've been doing that, especially in Easter, was a Facebook group called Breakthrough. And there were daily encouragements on there, and we encouraged everyone as well to set a timer for midday so that everyone will be praying over coronavirus at the same time. And that sort of evolved into something much bigger, where people were sharing how the Spirit's been talking to them and what they've been praying about exactly over lockdown. So that was really good.
Yeah, it was so encouraging. And then we started back to term, and we tried to resume as many of our weekly activities as normal over Zoom. So Dan, what did a week look like for our CU during lockdown?
So that would start Monday mornings at 8 a.m. where we had our big prayer meeting over Zoom. And then we also continued other events like our iCafe, which is a time for international students to go on Zoom and play games with each other and have times for discussion as well. We also continued hall groups over Zoom, and we also carried on our regular Friday Unite meeting. And we started the theme of Warrior to Warrior, where we looked at the time of change and uncertainty and how we come across that in this time of this virus as well. So there we'd have a guest speaker every week, and we'd also go on Zoom afterwards to pray and discuss the talk and also have a time for games with each other. Joe, could you tell us a bit about the Question a Christian initiative that we started?
Yeah, of course. So yeah, we're used to having lots of opportunities to talk about Jesus, and whether that's through Text and Toasty or Inside Out, which is our club mission. We're really missing that, the ability to literally meet people and talk to them about Jesus in lockdown. So we used Facebook again to encourage people to message us with any questions they had and sort of just take the conversation from there. It's been really great.
Yeah, we wanted to still be able to make ourselves available to answer any questions people had. And Dan, what have been some things that we've perhaps struggled with a little bit this term being in lockdown?
I think one of the challenges with doing Question a Christian was that it had to all be online this time, so we weren't able to be on campus, flyering and advertising it. So that meant that we didn't necessarily get in touch with as many people as we could have done. And it was also a challenge because now we were chatting to people online through texting and things like that, which didn't have that same face-to-face interaction. And that was quite a challenge to sort of know where the conversation was going and how to sort of answer people's questions accordingly. Another challenge that we faced was, as we're sort of a larger CU, making sure that everyone still felt part of CU and that they felt known, even though we were moving everything online. And so one of the ways we tried to get around that was doing as much on Zoom as we could, looking at going into breakout groups and creating smaller groups of fellowship that way.
Yeah, it has been tricky, but it's also been amazing. And we also made sure that we put on some other events that we could invite our non-Christian friends to, just to have some fun with us. So Esther, how do you feel these went?
Really well. The first event we held was a murder mystery, and we had just under 100 people come, with the ratio of 50-50 CU people to non-Christians. People came dressed as their characters, and we had really good feedback. Then recently, we also held the Olympics mini games, and as a team, people had to collectively get the most points in games like Pictionary, Heads Up, quizzes, and Song Bingo. And again, we had really great feedback from our non-Christian friends. It's been a great way to get them connected to the CU and to start a relationship with them.
And we also had follow-up talks after each of these events. And Esther, you hosted the first one, didn't you?
Yeah, so our first follow-up talk was How Can We Believe in a God Who Allows Coronavirus, given by Keith Fox, a Christian biochemistry professor. We had about 50 people view this live, and we've had more views since. And our second follow-up talk is How Do We Cope and Understand Loss and Disappointment? It has been really important to provide some way for our non-Christian friends to explore our faith more after the socials we put on.
Yeah, so that's all from us. These are the main things we've been doing this term, though we've been doing so much more. And we've had such an amazing support from our CU getting behind everything we've done. But of course, God has been so faithful through this season, and we're so excited to see how we're going to adapt and change as a CU come September. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.